Okay, boys and girls, this is a Line 6 Pod Pro, and this is a typical kind of repair that you would do this is kind of an everyday pedestrian repair that I think any of you guys could accomplish. You can see over here, the switches are missing, and it's not that they were initially missing, but it's more so that they were damaged in shipping. This had two paddle switches. The top one for digital sync with, let's see, what did it say? It had 44.1, 48 kilohertz or external, and then the lower one was line input and guitar input. The one that said line input or guitar input was busted off. Those are located on a board right here, and they are two switches. One is a 3-position off, on, and the second one is a on 2-position switch, and they mount on a PC board and they plug in. So you just take these nuts off and you should be good. I did this before I even considered rolling camera because I wanted to make sure I could get switches that would work, and I believe I have, and they should be in a package. Okay, so a few days ago I had desoldered the one switch that was broken off. The other one was not broken off, but these are a PC board mounted switch, and these original ones were made by Salecom, and they're kind of a generic part. Salecom doesn't have this particular switch listed on their website anymore, but thanks to the miracle of, well, not even a miracle, these are just kind of a generic switch, and I've tried to find the most similar switch I could, and these are our most similar switches I could find. They are from a different manufacturer, but they should be the same general type, and they have these instead of having the paddle type flipper there, they've got a round bat, but otherwise I think they're pretty much the same thing. I just have to hope that this neck is going to be long enough for the for it to go through the faceplate. And because the new ones are a round toggle rather than the flat toggle, I figured I would change them both so they look appropriate. So this is our one that is on, 2-position switch. So this replaces the one that broke. Let's see if that's the right size. Come on, be the right size. Oh yeah, there you go. That fits in there just peachy. So I can solder that one in after I throw it on the floor. I can solder that one in, and then we can desolder this one and put that one in, and then we should have a repaired Line 6 Pod Pro. I'm sure everybody's really excited about that, and all the Line 6 fans are all lining up rejoicing. Another one is going to survive. Okay, so I'm happy with that one. Now I just need to get this other one out, and I'm heating up our solder sucking iron. See if it's hot enough yet. Oh yes. One, two, three. That one actually seems to have desoldered with less fuss than the last one, but these fit into this board very darn tight, and the solder went all the way through the board, so it, even though it looks desoldered, it might really not quite be desoldered. This board at least seems stout. I've worked on some boards before that, well, disintegrate the moment that heat touches them. That's usually when they're really old, it seems. Okay, now if I give that a little bit of a wiggle, it'll hopefully want to start coming out. It seems like the left and the right one are loose, but the center one is still stuck due to excess solder on it. So let me try to heat that up. Yes, that's what it was. So as soon as I got that one hot, it came out. And the middle pin there had kind of a blob of solder that was holding it on the top. So that's good. We've got that one out. And then we have our other switch. Now, how did I know that these switches were on, off, on, and all of that stuff? I matched up the series on these is T80-T from Sailcom, but you can match the amperage and the switch type, and you'll usually get one that fits. But the other thing is a lot of these have loops on them for soldering wires directly to them and, you know, mounting them to a chassis as opposed to the PC board. So finding one with the PC board mounts was a little weird too. But I found it on eBay. Thank you to Megatone Electronics in Staten Island, New York. Stay safe, you guys. You better not have mailed me any disease. I don't know if it's true that if you say the name of the disease, YouTube freaks out and flags your video or not. I have no idea if that's true or not. But do I really care? Okay, so this is on, off, on, which is what we're looking for. That's funny. This seems a little sloppy. There's like a little speed bump there. See if I can smooth that out. That's better. Not straight, or is one of these pins a little bent? Or is there just a little bit of stray solder on that? Usually these will drop right in. The other one dropped in. It sure seems like it lines up. And we're just, I got this one pin is just like ever so slightly bent. This pin is like just a little bit off. I mean, we're talking just a little bit. Let's see. Let's try that, see if that's better. It's going, it's just being a snot. There we go. There we go. We got it past the initial press in. Get it all the way down until we hit the stops. And we did. Now we solder. And that looks soldered, so hooray. So as long as this fits back in our pod, we're done. And everything should work. Exciting stuff. So I think unless you're an expert on Line 6 products, you wouldn't really know that anybody had been here, because we changed them both so they match, and they seem to be the appropriate type switch. They fit on the board perfectly, they're soldered in there nicely, there's no big blobs and burn marks and anything that really indicates that anybody's been in here. So that's the kind of work we like to do. And that's about it. I mean, this thing seems to work okay. When I flip the input, you can see the little signal light blinking, so I know that works. And if I go over to external, it says D on the menu, that's like meaning that it's trying to get input from whatever. So it's working. Exciting. You probably all want a sound demo of this, but no, I don't have time for that. We're just gonna call the customer and send it home. That was fun. On to the next thing.